Hello, welcome. Oh, that's a bit of a peaky loud audio, but never mind. It's the way to start and grab your attention. If you weren't paying attention, you should be now. Welcome to possibly the most insane stream we've ever put together here at Modiphius. It's not one, not two, but three streams. We have got this one starting up, which we'll go into in a bit detail in a minute. But if you're waiting for some Fallout Factions news and updates, that'll come after this, maybe in about 45 minutes, hour or so. And then after that, there'll be the aforementioned special announcement, which we're not saying anything else about. But we have been enjoying all of your speculation in Discord. I'm going to pick on someone to introduce themselves, and the person I'm going to pick on is to my immediate screen right, which is Jamie.
Oh, it's me. Okay.
That's
Hello,
you.
I'm Jamie. I'm the project manager for the Fallout miniature lines. I heard the cat's here, other than Sam.
Cool. And then to his screen right is Joe.
Hello, I'm Joe. I am the lead for 3D resin team. I'm one of the sculptors, one of the mini sculptors, and I'll be talking about that, I guess.
I hope so. I mean, you can talk about what you want.
Yeah.
But, you know. Then back along to the bottom row, but of course no less important, is the one and only Samantha.
Hello, you hopefully know me by now. I'm Samantha. I'm head of brand here at Modiphius, and I'm the brand manager for our Fallout games. All of them.
All of them. And last but by no means least is the one and only Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm one of the studio painters here at Modiphius.
There we go. And I'm Steve. I do video stuff here. That's it. That's all you need to know. I'm here to push buttons and chew gum or something like that. So we'll get on with this. First off, then Wave 11, right? It seems like just the other day we were talking about Wave 10, and unsurprisingly and numerically, Wave 11 comes next. Who wants to announce what the wave is? Jamie?
You know what the wave is?
Do you know what the wave is? Some
Yeah,
people
I
have
know what
guessed
it is.
already, but...
Some people know already.
Some people know already, but, well, if no one else is going to say it, I will. And I'll say that the wave is, of course, we're heading to Far Harbour. So, pack your fishing gear and your weather overalls and pop a lobster crab net on your head or something. There's some strange things coming up. But here we go. We will kick right off with unsurprisingly, some releases. And the first faction, or group, I should say, we are going towards is we are heading back to the lovely, lovely Children of Atom. And if I can find my slide button right here, here it is. Here we start with the choir. So let's just dive straight in. And Jamie, tell us about us coming back to the Children of Atom now, because it's been a while since we've seen them.
Yeah, it was before even I joined the company that we did them last. Yeah, there's kind of intrinsic to Far Harbour and seemed the most fun as our sort of first release wave of them. Go into, love the mods. The really interesting ones we've got here. Nice range of them, various characters and generics for various games we have, which we'll cover later.
Definitely. And these were painted by yourself, Rosie. Do you wanna? Is there anything interesting or exciting about? I mean, you know, some irradiated people with bald spots. What's the peak of doing these guys for you?
A lot of board spots with these guys. I think one of my favourite bits is the fact that there's actually 6 models in this set, and the 3 armoured ones, the 4 armoured ones actually, all have the option between like bare heads or helmeted heads. And all of the bare heads are completely bald.
Okay.
And it's very showing of the fact that, you know, they are up in irradiation and they love it. They love it up in there.
So we've got a brother, a sister, and a selection of zealots. Are there any Are there any alternate bits and bobs like heads in this one? I can't quite remember.
Yeah. For all of the zealots, which are the armored ones, they all have a choice of helmeted or unhelmeted. So there are
Cool.
8
Cool.
head options total. The brother and sister models, the heads are fixed as the non-helmeted, but they're not wearing armor. They're just wearing the basic rags.
Cool.
So yeah, if you want to add some personality to them, or if you want to just keep them
Sweet.
completely helmeted, completely anonymous children of the atom, you can.
Can't hear Jamie. Is it possible you could get your microphone up a bit, Jamie?
I wasn't
Project
talking
from the
Okay.
chest.
I'll talk for a bit until it works. Then I will say that everything we're going to show for the Harbour releases are resin.
Yeah,
because I've seen that question chat already.
Yes,
that's plain bases,
That's
unless
true.
specified otherwise.
Yeah. Everyone but me is quiet. Well, look, okay, we'll work on this. If it's any consolation, the re-upload, the audio is going to be sweet. So, like when you get something remastered and upscaled, it'd be great. Let's move on then from the choir and move on to the priesthood. These 3 likely suspects. Now, I know a few people maybe guessed I guessed one of these. No, was it one of these? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You haven't guessed any of these because this is what's his name? I've forgotten his name. Begins with Z. Help me. Big hat.
Tekkus? Is it?
No.
Tekkus. That's it. Yes.
Tekkus.
I tell you.
Because that starts with Z.
Tekkus.
Doesn't start with a Z.
It's a silent Z. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm here to push buttons. Okay. I'm not here to do anything else. A lot of people chat who are like, this is like every wargame company stream I've ever seen. It's like, well, I'll take that as the compliment it's meant to be. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, so these are the radium rifles, right?
Yeah.
They look it
Yep.
to me. Yeah. So you're introducing radium rifles.
First up, Richter.
Rosie, as someone who's had to paint recon armor recently, it looks very similar. How do you differentiate between any of it? Because it all looks like blue and grey when I look at the wiki.
Oh god, yeah. These guys have layers upon layers of armor on them. So I think it's like the undersuit is it's like a wetsuit, isn't it? I think it's like the combat.
It's like marine armor.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they have a bunch of like additional bits. And I think this guy Richter is the only one who's got every single bit of armor. All of the others have, they're missing something here or there, but he's the only fully armored one, to my knowledge.
Cool. But yeah. So there's these 3, and this is kind of like a similar format to what we've done before, isn't it? Whether you got like a box of the generic crew, and then the 3 kind of like named leaders and stuff like that, and then finally, Teal. I've never said it out loud before until now. And again with multi-purpose heads. So, Children of Atom. And these will, of course, be available in resin, like Jamie said, and they will be workable, playable in both Wasteland Warfare, and they're coming to factions as well as a casual faction. So they'll be able to join the Zetans, Cult of the Mothmen, and all those other cheeky fellas who don't have quite complete rules yet. But they're still there for the murder and the fun. But yeah, so that will be the Gunners. Oh yeah, I always forget about the Gunners, Matt, because they've got that get you by list, and it's an outlier.
I thought Matt was just shouting Gunners in chat. Just
Gunners. Yeah, exactly. I mean, why not? Everyone else is shouting. I love it. So that's the Children of Atom. Let's move on a little to the survivors. There's survivors in every single wave, unsurprisingly. I don't think we've ever done a wave without survivors, have we? There's always been something.
It's not really Fallout if you don't.
I guess not.
They're such a broad church, as it were. But yeah,
that's true. That's true. Well. So, first up, for survivors releases is, and this is with a render of this one, right? Because it's not been painted yet. It's in the process. The paint is trying to dry. Fortunately, it's very, very warm, so it will dry very quickly. But old Longfellow is here with a single mini pack, and Samantha and or Jamie, do you want to talk about, because this is what we would have used to have called like a promo mini, but we're not anymore. Is there, what can we say about that?
Well, so it's still a promo mini.
Okay.
And it was briefed as such by John. So actually, I didn't brief any of this wave. John, as he was still working on Wasteland Warfare and all the sculpting and the like brand decisions about what waves we were doing. This is one of his final waves, so he briefed all of these.
Cool.
And so what we're going to be doing going forward with promo models is obviously having them as either a bonus or something that's kind of exclusive to pre-order something initially, and then we're going to make them more accessible to people after the fact. So it'll only be after a period of time. We'll actually get them up on the web store and just purchasable as a single model themselves.
That's cool. So yeah, like I said, we've got some renders for them. Is the rest of the survivors are going to be renders as well. But let's move on to the main survivors set, which is the Harbormen. Harbormen. Isn't that the name of the Isn't that from Spinal Tap? Isn't that what their band was called before they were Spinal Tap? I'm old, sorry. Don't need to know that. Don't know, fair enough. Yep. But yeah, these three Harbour peoples. Jamie, what can we expect from survivors in Far Harbour?
I'm not the one to ask for this.
You're not the one to ask. Who is this?
I don't know about this one well enough, unfortunately.
No?
I missed.
You've got no, Steve. You brought no rules people onto this part of the stream. We're looking at pretty pictures right now and reacting to them.
That one has a shotgun. That one has a hook.
Yeah.
There are survivors.
All right.
I mean, that's your assault rifle there.
Yeah. It's a chunky, rifle.
Yeah.
Avery with the shotgun. I'm particularly.
It's a massive shotgun.
It's a ridiculous double barrel shotgun.
I think my favorite in this one is the Mariner. I just think that's going to be that's my favorite one.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
That's my personal favorite.
She looks so badass.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, speak up if you sculpted or worked on any of these.
I did.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
See, I did prepare my notes.
This looks like a Joe sculpt.
Yeah.
So I did do did Alan, Avery, and the Mariner. Mariner is my favorite of the three. She was super fun. And because I've seen comments, which is more than fine. The Longfellow, as far as I'm aware, also has a no hat version. So you can have hat and no hat. So
Cool.
I sculpted Longfellow. So we made it an option. So if you don't like the hat, don't put the hat on. Or don't have the head with the hat on. Whatever.
Don't come for us, chat.
No, it's fine.
Options.
No, options are good. But I just want to let you guys know, because don't want to dissuade people from getting something if there's an option for not a hat. But yeah, as far as the Mariners or the Harbormen go, as I said, Mariner was definitely my favorite. I like, truthfully, all of the Harbormen sets. I just really like their clothing options. It's so different than what we're used to with the rest of the Fallout teams, factions, characters. It was cool trying to sculpt, not just overalls, but like a lot of rubber material or lots of knit and whatnot.
And it's cool for me because I think this is the first kind of few sets where I'm starting to see us do a little bit more creatively with sculpts. And there's more of that to come. I mean, some of that we've seen already that has come out preceding this has been something like the King of the Park for Fallout factions, which is kind of like our own invention. It's our own kind of what if you got to the end of that DLC, what would you kind of be kitted out as, right? That's not a named character or anything from the franchise. So I feel like this kind of shows the start of where we're going with our kind of style choices in terms of kind of what we're equipping people with, what clothing they've got. Moving into not inspired by, but certainly a kind of what kit mashups can we do, as well as just sticking to the purist kind of this is a person in combat armor, this is a person in leather armor type of fare.
Yeah.
And you always bring the swagger as well. This has got so much swagger.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. Average calamities, these will work perfectly in 2D20 if you have a coastal set, definitely. So there we go. That's the survivors. We're cracking on. We're getting through these nicely. Next, the Institute. The Institute are back, and if the Children of Atom felt like we haven't done anything for them in a while, the Institute feels right back there for me. I remember working on the last set of Institute models, so very excited to see them back. These are the Acadia Renegades, and I think this is probably my favorite. Well, I know there's one coming later, which okay, that's my favorite, but this is my favorite set of minis. Like, there's 3 in a box, and I'm loving this one. So Joe, do you know who sculpted these? Do you know?
Yes. So for I'm just making sure I get the names correctly. Chase and Dima, which are the ones in the middle and to the right. Those
Yep.
are done by Domingo, and then Faraday.
Faraday, yeah.
I'm butchering names. Faraday.
That's
That one
okay.
is one of my sculpts. And then of
Yeah.
course painted by Rosie.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Rosie, what was were there any particular challenges for this, or was particularly something like Dima?
Yeah.
How do you approach?
I mean, a
That,
set
I
like this,
mean-
having all 3 models being so different, was a pretty challenge on itself. But
Yeah.
Dima especially, my god, the amount of detail that was crammed into that model. Doing all the skin was really cool. Doing that gross old synth skin, it was really fun. And all the tubes as well. I had a really fun time working out how to try and get painting them like they were glass, and it kind of comes off along that way. Yeah. And
I'm
Chase
so
as well.
glad.
And
I'm so
all of them
sorry.
were really
I'm
fun.
sorry. Karen?
That's all right.
I
all of
wasn't
them
going to say
are
anything
really, really
important. I was just saying I'm so glad that Jay Carvin has pointed out in chat, what I've been thinking when I've been making all these week, which is Faraday, played by Ross Geller, quite possibly.
Amazing.
I've had that in my mind all week. The moment I saw that, I was just like, "Oh my god! Thank God, someone else is seeing it." Right. But yeah. So yeah, Institute are back with these amazing minis. We're going to move on now to Raiders. They are the cheese and onion crisps of the Wasteland. As in, they're everywhere. It's like the standard flavor, right? I don't know. I need to think about that one a little bit more. No? No, okay, fair enough.
Salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar.
That's true.
Salt and vinegar would be more appropriate for the Raiders.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And talking about flavors, bad segue. The flavor of Raider we're heading for this time, welcome to my afternoon radio chat show, is the Trappers. So these are renders, as you can plainly see. But the Trapper set will come with 6, and as all these are resin minis, and this is what I was talking about when I said make sure you put your lobster catching device on your head, like the Grim Trapper here. Who names these minis, by the way? Who is it? Is it in the briefing? Someone sat down and went, the Grim Trapper, the Ruthless Trapper.
Probably John.
Okay,
probably
I've
John
worked with John then.
Hold over from.
I love words with John then, because they've all got names like, the Relentless Trapper, the Scrounging Trapper, and then you get the end, it's just Trapper. Like, he doesn't have
one.
He's
that
just the new guy.
penultimate one looks like he's straight out of BioShock as well.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
The one with the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are some
really,
really tasty looking minis.
He looks like he wants my plasmids. Like, look at him.
Of course he does.
Cornwall 2D20 campaign.
Horrible little
happy.
expression.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean they're all. I think they carry on as well, like some of the kind of a slightly more hodgepodge version of like the Harbormen Survivor set. They've all got like their bed rolls and stuff, and it's all kind of like they feel like they really have a load of great detail. So I'm really we'll call him Barry Trapper. Good shout. But yeah. So that is what and we'll quickly, while we're still on Raiders, Trappers need people in charge. And if you're in charge of the trappers, then you are the big fish. You are the big fish in the small pond. And here they are. 3 named characters. And in this set, we have, I believe it's Bilge, Malcolm, and Douglas. There's Douglas taking a shot. And Jamie, I ask you this question knowing the answer. Will I be able to play these in both Fallout Wasteland Warfare and Fallout Factions?
You will be able to play
How
trappers in Fallout
exciting.
Factions. You will not be able to use the characters though, because the
No.
way Factions is, but the default trappers themselves will
Yes.
be usable in Factions. They have some really fun abilities.
Yeah. So
Meat hooks, harpoon guns. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not to say that obviously Legends of the Wasteland are a thing, but we're not letting the cats out of the bag there. And some seaside themed power armor for you as well. Some good old fashioned wholesome cannibalism on. Yeah, well it's a family stream. But yeah,
Harpoon. Look at it.
I know. It's terrifyingly large.
I love it.
Oh dear.
Wait till you see harpoon guns in Factions, Sam.
I don't want to.
No, we can't get a sneak.
My disciples are as yet undefeated, and I'm good.
You retire undefeated. That's fine.
I'm good.
That's fine to do it.
Trappers, you can keep
retire
them.
and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Joe, unless you want to talk about sculpting with regards to the trappers in any way, I think we can move on.
Well, I can say just quickly, the majority of the trappers was done by our amazing sculptor Ben. And then Bilge. How do you say
Bilge?
Bilge is done by Crispy, and then the stocking one, save for the harpoon gun. The stocking one was done by me, which
Cool.
I don't think was actually shown, but has multiple
It was
arms.
right at the front. I'm sorry, I skipped past it quite quickly.
It's all fine. But yeah, so the stocking has swappable arms. I'm not
sweet.
sure. I can't remember about the other ones. But yeah, stocking has, I think, the harpoon gun, which Ben did amazingly. That gun is amazing. Like, I can't wait to see that painted up. It's beautiful. And then some other weapon that I can't remember the name of. But,
Exactly. No worries. Cool. So there we have the Raiders. Cracking on. We'll keep going on with what's new for Harbour for Wave 11. With the creatures. And if you've seen us do these streams before, you'll know we leave the creatures to the last because they're fun. And we got some weird ones. We got some. I don't think I've seen anyone guess what might be coming. But oh no! Here come the. No ghoul whale. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm no ghoul whale. However, I will see your ghoul whale and I will raise you the angler, who is, eager. How big is the angler? Do we know what base size this is? It's a chunky one, isn't it?
That's got to be 50 mil.
50 mil, I
believe
think.
it's 50. I will come back to that.
Yeah.
Because those anglers are huge things.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, that's she nasty. She is April, yes. But yeah. So there's the angler is going to be the first one to really come out of the creatures next. Back to the world of painted things. Gulper and friends. Because there's more than one Gulper. There's Gulper and 2 newts. Rosie, please tell me how you go about doing that kind of like that red underbelly, because it looks both amazing and awful at the same time. Like, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
The red was really like interesting to do. I think I started because these guys I did a while ago. These were actually the first models I did for the range. I think I started with like a little bit of an airbrush sort of like coat, and then after I'd done all the greens and the yellows, I just went in with a bunch of glazing and a bunch of stippling and put that red just randomly around. And yeah, they turned out gross and I love them. And these are some of my favorite models ever.
Yeah.
This running guy, I love him because I've got a close-up picture of his face and he just looks so angry. He's like so mad with you.
He's not
Because
happy.
I think the whole thing about this pose is they have an attack where they like sprint at you and like duck down, and I think that's what this one's doing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the two newts are a little bit smaller. I think those are on
And then the Gulper is just
bases.
massive.
Yeah, this is a 50 mil base. I know this
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
50 mil base. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
no, they're all utterly intimidating. I see people in chat asking these are resin or plastic. Everything we show you today is going to be resin. There's no plastics being shown today. All of Wave 11 is going to be resin from start to finish. So that will sort you out with that. And these, I don't know. I mean, this is like this. There's some. I'm not comfortable with like kind of like frogs and stuff. Look, when people show pictures of frogs now, oh, and the frog's cute. Frogs creep me out, and so this is kind of like a bit too close
Secretly
to
with you, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like scheming in chat, they are adorable. No,
I'm
wrong.
not going to bite you, Steve.
They are cute.
No, this guy will. He'll gulp me, and I don't want it to
Yeah.
happen. So yeah. But yeah. And finally for the creatures, my personal favorite for the stream. Boo! I'm sorry, you can't make me change my mind. Frogs are horrible. A big old hermit crab.
Love this guy.
I
This is so
love
good.
this so much. This is absolutely nuts. How big is this? This has got to be a
I think it's
scenery-worthy
100 mil
piece of base, doesn't it?
Oh,
It is
scenic
so
base. This
huge.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 mil base.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I think
sure
it's
it
100
was.
mil.
Possibly.
Yeah. And yeah,
It's
as
a chunky
like,
boy.
he overlaps it quite a lot as well. Like those two front claws are hanging off, and the back of the truck as well.
yeah,
This is a big model, and he took me a good couple weeks, but I
Yeah.
loved every second. He's an awesome model.
yeah. No, he's absolutely so good. But yeah,
Crispy did awesome on this one.
Mm,
Sorry, just wanted to interject that.
yeah. Is it the size of the Milet Queen, April? That's a good question, and we should know.
Probably
I
the
reckon
same
it's
size
going to
base.
be a bit wider
Mm,
that way, but it's definitely not going to be as tall.
no,
Mhm.
no, that's true. But yeah, and as Samantha pointed out, scenic base on this one, so a little bit of extra fanciness on that one. But yeah, there we go. That is, I tell you what, is my challenge to people watching this is when you get your hermit crabs, I want to see some really good conversions of like different things that it's using as its shell, because that's just going to be amazing. There's going to be some amazing, fantastic things there. But yes, so there we go. That is the hermit crab. I don't think there's anyone who wants to talk further about it, because that is basically, we always finish with the creatures, but not today. Not today, my friends. Dun, dun, dun. 'Cause I don't know if you know, there is a very cool TV show, or some might say a streaming show, called Fallout. So, are you ready to meet the Hollywood icons? Oh my, says Elbricky. Yes, indeed, Elbricky. oh, and my. So Samantha, tell us about, we're coming back to the Fallout show.
Yeah.
What can we know
There are
about
some.
that?
Yeah, I mean, there are some stunning characters
Mhm.
in the show, and we have done a first set, the Hollywood heroes,
Mhm.
that obviously exemplify the main characters of the
Yeah.
story. But we wanted to revisit the show with another resin set of miniatures, and so I was able to have a look at the show and like brief some of, I think, fan favorites, but also my favorites from the show, as well as some alternates of a couple of the main characters as well. So
Definitely.
I'm really looking forward to see how people react to these.
Yeah. I saw someone say spoilers, maybe a very slight amount, but you're doing all right. You'll forget. So here we go. There's 5 in this set as opposed to the 4, which was in the original set. Although in the original one you did get Maximus in his power armor, so you're getting 5 smaller figures. In this we have World's Greatest Dad, Hank McClain, ready there with his charming demeanor and a bucket of Vault 33 flowers.
So these do have scenic bases.
Yes, this
set.
is true. They do.
Because I wanted a hay bale on Hank's, and then John was like, "It's a bit much, Sam." I was like, "Okay, maybe just the flower pot then."
It's a bit much, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Moldaver, stalking forwards.
She was very fun to brief, and this pose is pretty much straight out of the show. She walks out onto the kind of battlefield outside of the observatory with this
definitely.
laser pistol in hand, just striding forward. So yeah, once we managed to get all the kind of 360 references of her, because there's maybe only a few shots like stills of this, we finally got to actually kind of sculpt her fully. So
definitely.
It's really cool.
Maximus. So this is like a variant basically on what you would have already as Maximus in the Hollywood Hero set. This is Maximus outside the power armor, armed with a 10mm pistol, foolishly wandering around without his power armor on. So is this going to be like kind of a basically the same kind of rule set, or are we looking at quite a different experience with this mini?
Well, without his power armor, there's obviously going to be some different armor values, and I reckon potentially some special stats going along with it. If you can see in the scenic base, there's a little railway track just behind him there. So kudos in chat to anyone who can guess the scene this is directly from.
Yep.
But yeah, this represents him outside of his power armor, like you said. So he's got the Brotherhood of Steel, like kind of flight suit thing on. There is a proper name for it. For the life of me, I can't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, this is crossing the bridge with the cannibals about to. So he's like basically shooting them.
Yeah.
At this point,
I love as Harumph just pointed out, foolishly wandering around is the core of Maximus. I mean, it's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
But,
Ben is the one that sculpted this one as well. I know there's someone asking about it. And then all the details are strictly from the show. So anything you see, that's what we follow.
Did Ben sculpt all of these, or was it?
So Ben worked on, he did Hank, Lee, and Maximus, and he also did Maximus in the previous set as well. And then the Thaddeus, Crispy did our lovely Thaddeus, and then I redid the Lucy as well, since I did Lucy in the last one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to stick on Thaddeus for a second because I love this mini as well.
I do too. Good. He's great.
The actor's fantastic too. I had to get his kind of comedy personality across as well. And so what better way than just like dragging that massive bag of weapons along behind Maximus, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, one of those minis that is cute because it doesn't have to have like a fighty pose or a kind of shooty pose or anything, but it captures the essence of what Thaddeus is in the show.
I remember being in meetings not long after the show came out, and we'd all like sat and watched it, and you tell people just like, Thaddeus, we all love Thaddeus, he was great, but also like you just look at him and go like, the possibilities for fun little rule sets and little gimmicks or tricks or things you can do with that character as a mini just kind of like wrote themselves in a way. But yeah. And finally, as Joe mentioned, Lucy McClain on the happiest day of her life. Maybe. Oh boy. But I love this mini. You got your haystack on this one. There's a little hay.
I was about to say that.
Just a little bit, like cut off.
Just a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. But
yeah, I mean, this goes back to the first episode, and we really wanted an alternate sculpt for Lucy, and I thought this would be a fantastic alternate. The way that she's like turning, where the skirt is swishing as well, I think that's really beautifully sculpted.
It's something you don't get much of a chance to see in Fallout as well, is it? It's normally like not just someone in grubby brown overalls again, so it's like, something different, a totally different style of mini. Good swish. Yes, exactly.
Good swish.
Yeah.
I've realised that the dynamism in poses is in the turn. Like someone's moving towards something or turning towards something gives it a good swish.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
also a detail on the base.
Look up for more swishes in the
model
future. That's all I'm going to say.
that I absolutely love. And it's
Oh, sorry, Rosie, was
it's-
that
it's
detail
an
on the base?
eyeball. Yes, there's a bit on the base. It's an eyeball with a fork in it, which is a little nod to
Oh,
what
no.
happens in this scene.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And yeah,
Just a
I
little-
love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to put it in. That's part of. So I'm glad that got to be a little Easter egg to what goes down in that episode.
As Charlie Bear says, that mini is definitely okie dokie, which is of course the highest praise imaginable for this particular mini. So, but yeah, there we go. There's no more twists. That's the Hollywood icons. That was the last surprise thing for this particular section. So that was Wave 11. That's the Far Harbour minis, and I guess the inevitable thing is I'll say is when, because chat will ask, so I may as well ask it.
This is all you, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out whether I can spell things or not. This year we'll be releasing most of Far Harbour. We'll be jumping into it in about September time. Is what I'm going to say at the moment. All going well, and then Hollywood Icons TBC. Once we have the build guide and everything ready, because that has a bit more to it. And it will come with factions and Wasteland Warfare rules.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's what I was trying to second guess what you were going to say, but you actually just said it. And I was like, okay, fine. I like it. I like a nice honest approach. Merry Christmas, me. Yeah, exactly. Spend some pennies aside for your things. Any spoilers on what the next wave is? No. That's it. That's all we're giving you. Normally we do a little tease for the next wave, but we're going to do a much bigger tease. If you aren't aware that this is a stream of 3 parts, we've looked at beautiful miniatures, and I'll ask all the lovely guests just a little bit about that again. But in the meantime, after this, we'll be looking at Fallout Factions news and updates, which is going to be like rules changes, things like that. It's more fun than it sounds. But yeah, so we'll break Samantha's heart with a particular rule change. Look at that sad face.
Yeah.
So if and we might even be talking about that. Zykov, however you say your name. I apologize if I get it wrong. But importantly, after that will be the aforementioned very special announcement. And if that's not a tease, I don't know what is. So hang around for that. You will not regret it. Promise me. Promise me? I promise you. And you can promise me that as well. Jamie, is there anything you want to finish off by saying about Wave 11 and Far Harbour and Fallout miniatures in general? And it's your time to get in your soapbox.
Buy them, please. Validate my job. No, Far Harbour's been really fun to watch. The rules come together, especially seeing the trappers for factions. I'm really looking forward to playing them. But yeah, and the Hollywood icons too. More TV show stuff is always good.
Yeah,
and getting new rules in there, getting people after them.
Samantha, what about yourself?
On my turn. What's the question? I was in chat. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Far Harbour, yes or no?
The question is, yeah. Any final thoughts about Wave 11, about Far Harbour?
It looks really, really cool.
Mm.
Really, really cool. I
Cool.
love the sculpts so much. So can't wait to get it into your hands.
Yeah. In answer to people in chat, Hollywood Icons was not the very special announcement. It is merely a special announcement. The very special announcement comes later. And Elbard, we're not announcing or talking about the RPG today, I'm afraid, but make sure you follow and subscribe and all of that socialness. And then when we do, you will know. Rosie, as it is at the moment, sole painter of Wave 11, you are Far Harbour. How's it been?
Yeah.
Did you any particular highlights? What was your favourite thing to slap some paint on?
I think the whole van of the Hermit crab was so fun. Just to go nuts on with the weathering. Like I just really kind of got out of my comfort zone with like sponging it on and then stippling it on and then glazing some color back in and then going back over the top. And it was a whole back and forth process, but I loved every second of it. And then I had to move on to the crab himself, and I love that model so much. But honestly, all of the models that I've painted have just been so chock full of like awesome little detail, and I really, really love this range. I hope I get to paint some of the models that aren't painted, but if I don't, they're in the very capable hands of Callum and Amy, and I know they're going to make them look awesome as well. So
Definitely. But yeah, quick question with something like that hermit crab, you're saying like, oh, paint that the van and stuff. Is it? Do you do the bit? Do you save the bit you want to do most to the last, or do you just like? Or are you like, I've got to do the claws now. I don't want to do the claws. I want to go and do the van again.
Yeah. A lot of people save the best bit till last. I don't have that level of self-control. I always paint my favorite bit first. And in this case, it was actually the base I started with, because the base has.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Well, it's the scenic base.
That's true.
No, the scenic base for the hermit crab is awesome. It's got like a life ring on there, and it's got some rope, and it's got just some old rotten like planks and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was just really cool to paint. Like really fun.
It's amazing. It's amazing, Minnie. And finally, Joe, do you have any thoughts about Wave 11, about Far Harbour, from a sculpting viewpoint? What did you enjoy?
I mean, I did kind of touch on it before, like the different material types and outfit types and direction that Far Harbour is in comparison to the rest of the Wasteland was just a fun change and challenge. But really, I'm just excited to see how everyone paints everything up and which pieces end up being more favorited and excited about, and how people, use them in the games, any of the games, or just as nice minis on a shelf. But it's been great to see everyone's reactions, and so it's cool to see everyone's really excited. That's always fun to hear.
Definitely. Cool. Well, we'll wrap this first part up now. We'll have a little break to rehydrate because, boy, it's toasty here. And we will be back in about 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how many buttons I press in the wrong order. But it's all planned, so it should go fine. We'll be back with a slight guest list change, and we will be talking about Fallout factions and all the changes and new news and bits and bobs for that. So thank you for hanging out, and see you in a bit. Bye for now.
Yeah.